Have you ever wondered how prices are determined in the market? It's a dance of supply and demand that sets the stage for the price tags we see every day. From the loaf of bread on your breakfast table to the latest tech gadget you've been eyeing, market prices are not as random as they might seem. They are the result of a complex interplay of factors. So, buckle up and get ready for a deep dive into the economics of price determination. Stay tuned as we unravel the mystery of market prices. Imagine walking into a bakery with an aroma of fresh bread wafting through the air. Now let's dive into the economics behind this simple delight. The story of bread is a perfect illustration of supply and demand at work. When you and others crave more of this crusty goodness, the demand for bread rises. Bakeries sense this and respond by baking more loaves to meet the increased demand. But what happens if there's a problem with the wheat harvest and suddenly there's less wheat available? This decrease in supply makes wheat more expensive, which in turn increases the cost of baking bread. Bakeries pass on this cost to you, the consumer, leading to an increase in the price of bread. So the next time you buy a loaf, remember that the price tag is not just a number. It's a story of supply and demand. So you see, the price of bread is determined by the forces of supply and demand. But what happens when the forces of supply and demand balance each other out? You might have asked yourself this question at some point. Well, this perfect balance is what we call market equilibrium. It's like a seesaw perfectly balanced, where the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplied. Imagine you're at a farmer's market. There's a stand selling apples, and they've priced each apple at $2. If the customers think that's a fair price, they'll buy the apples until there are none left. The quantity of apples that the farmer brought to the market, the supply, equals the number of apples the customers bought, the demand. That's market equilibrium. But here's where it gets interesting. What if the farmer decides to bring more apples next time, but keeps the price the same? There might be too many apples for the customers to buy, leading to an excess supply. To sell these extra apples, the farmer would have to lower the price. This change in supply shifts the market equilibrium and changes the price. On the other hand, if there's a sudden apple craze and more customers want apples, but the farmer doesn't have enough to meet this increased demand, the price of apples would rise until demand cools down. And that, my friends, is how supply and demand determine market prices and maintain market equilibrium.